Hello there survivors, and welcome back to another video in ARK Survival Ascended. Today we're back on Astraeus exploring this beautiful new region that's been added and the autumn biome, because me and my tribe are building a lovely little medieval village here in survival, and we've got some of the first builds up already and it's starting to look quite good indeed in my opinion. So today we'll take a little tour of the town and see the progress that has been made so far, and I can't wait to show you of my little house, which is inspired by the last homely home from the Lord of the Rings. So yeah, let's take a look at the builds. There we go, looking out over this beautiful piece of Astraeus in the new part of the map, and if you're wondering, it's located around these coordinates. It's in the autumn biome, so there's a lot of these beautiful orange trees all around, and as you can see, there's also some blossom trees. And me and my tribe are working on a little village on my community cluster, and yeah, we've been hard at work the first couple of days since this update has released, and I thought just to show you around a little bit what my tribe mates have been working on, and also what I have been working on. Some cool builds here in survival, a little medieval village along the side of the river. Starting off with these flyer platforms that I made to keep our flies somewhat safe up here. So I've got a bunch of these cliff platforms that we have plenty of space for all our flyers to be parked on, and now with the species X plans, they should be quite safe as well. So yeah, we've got a bunch of room for flyers everywhere just to keep it you know, kind of organized and safe, and make sure that we don't lose any flyers, but we also don't knock over too many trees by just having them randomly parked everywhere. And then as soon as you get into the little village, I love the views from here. So I made this little curved bridge, which I really like the look of, and it gives me really cool views over the rest of the village. There's going to be like some kind of gazebo here as well to kind of hang out at, and it's kind of connected all up because I wanted to still be connected to the river, but I built my main build a little bit more to the side. But yeah, there is some really cool views from our village from this little place. Yeah, and you can see my little curved bridge design over here crossing the river like this, using mostly some pieces from Architect Structures Remastered, which is probably the best mod if you just want to elaborate on the basic build system from Ark itself. So yeah, and then I've been working here on my little home in the village. It's still a work in progress. I still do quite a lot of work on it to finish it. You can see the start of it here, and you can see a little bit of the color palette that I'm going to be using. So I've got a filth colored roof, nice green tone roof, and then all these pillars and all the other details are in the drab color to kind of make a nice contrast. And yeah, got some nice ways to walk around, connecting into the rest of the village, of course. Gonna be making a little garden back here. You can also see the rest of my house a little bit. So we've got silver walls there as well, just to kind of have that nice bright walls. And it's definitely not a finished project, as I said. Like, there's lots of work to be done. The interior isn't done yet. The exterior is not really finished. I need to do more painting in some areas. I've only really tested out my kind of color palette, but if I go up and I fly here, you can see that I have been quite busy building. So this build was heavily inspired by Rivendell from the Lord of the Rings. I tried to go for something a little bit new, and I'm really quite happy with the way it's turning out so far. Yeah, I really like it. And as you can see, I've only painted part of it. That was just kind of to get the color scheme going, and then I started building the rest of my build, and that's been going quite well. And I think I'm almost ready to start painting the whole thing. I just need to start working on the interior structure, so like different rooms, etc. But yeah, you can see one of the main entrances right here, meeting up a little bit with my neighbor. We've got like a little square out here. And then I've got a dino gate in here so that I could keep some of my tames safe inside. This is the turbo. and he keeps me very safe here, as you can see. But yeah, we got this gate to have a safe place if I want to park some of my land tames at my base. And then we got another entrance for this part of the building as well. And as I said, behind this, you know, we got a nice little courtyard as well. I'm probably gonna have some of my land tames in here if I have some, but also I'm just gonna make it into a little bit of a garden. It's got some great views of the surrounding area here, high up north on the trails, and some really lovely views. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way this is all turning out so far. But yeah, as I said, it's definitely still a work in progress. I do really love all these curves that are going on right here. And then as you can see, there's a pretty decently sized room in this floor alone. And then we can quickly cross over between the gates to the other side, where we have another decently sized room in here. Once again, haven't started doing any of the painting yet. That will come. But yeah, I think there's some decent space in here. And then here is going to be there's a little tribe meeting room with all the chairs in all colors. So we can have some tribe meetings with a truly amazing view out here. This one I really like. And then up here, we've got more of the base. We've got some nice big windows as well to let in some proper light and to, of course, just enjoy the awesome autumn vibes. We got some balconies as well, as I wanted to be able to really take in these views from as many places in my base as possible. Then this is right above the gates. I think I'm going to work this into the interior design, make it work for me. And then we got some big windows here as well. So once again, enjoy the views, let in that light. And yeah, I think it just really fits the vibe. And these pieces from ASR are really nice to get that little elvish vibe going. And then I've got another pretty big room over here. But as I said, I'm gonna have to start dividing the interior into different segments. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that I make when building, is that I don't really spend too much time dividing interiors into rooms. That makes sense because it's a lot easier to start decorating them and make them cozy if it's a little bit smaller and a little bit more divided into like proper segments. So once I've really finalized the exterior and I'm quite happy with what I've got, I'll start, you know, dividing the rooms into things that I think I'll need, like a little bedroom, probably some kind of dino room where I have my cryos, etc., a little kitchen area, a little storage, stuff like that. But I think this is going to be quite a nice base. I'm very happy with the progress so far, so I'll keep you up to date as that goes along. And this is all my community clusters, so if you're looking for a nice server to play on with a lovely community with all the current ARK maps, including some modded maps, then yeah, head over to my Discord. It's linked below in the description, and there you'll find all the info to join us and have a good time in an amazing community. Speaking of, let's see what my tribe mates have been doing. My neighbor has been working on a lovely base as well, and I really love the color of this roof. And you can see some nice custom signs above the door already. And then on the other side as well, I think this is going to be the tavern, which got a really cool front design here as well. Going to be really cool. And yeah, I love the vibe already that is starting to form here along the little river that we've got in our town, or village actually. And then here, this is our little starter build, and this is where our storage system is, or crafting system. It's quite compact. It's got some very secretive doors, but yeah, we got all our storage in here so we can quickly craft everything, because yeah, we do it all together. And then these are all the crafting stations and stuff that we need. This is part of our new defense system, using the same kind of trick. There's species plants in here, and then these little houses are just keeping us safe pretty much. There used to be a lot more forest around here. It's slowly getting destroyed by having all the tames out, so we're working on that. We're probably gonna have to build like a dino pen somewhere to kind of make sure that we keep more of the forest alive, because yeah, it's a little bit of a shame losing those awesome, amazingly pretty autumn trees. So that's definitely something we want to make sure that we get back. And then this is one of the first builds, but also the first finished builds by one of my tribe mates. Dan has done an amazing job. I'm not going to go into too much detail, by the way, looking at all these builds, because I'm very sure that you'll see them again shortly, and then we'll go a full tour of the entire place. But yeah, you can see some really cool vibes here. It's got an attached little dino pen with a dino gate here as well, so that's really convenient to use. I love these arches here as well, and yeah, some really nice riverside house vibes for this one. And then we got another lovely build over here from the chicken man, and another little bridge. Of course, gotta have a lot of bridges in a town like this. And you can see the greenery coming in. We've recently added JVH, so now we can have some lovely plants as decoration as well, which is really changing the game, of course. And as you can see, the greenery does add a lot of extra life to a place. So yeah, that's looking quite nice indeed. And I think then we have a little chicken coop back here, which is part of one of the challenges that's going on the server. As you can see, there's the 3 chickens on a row. But yeah, that is our lovely little medieval village that we're working on here as our new base on Astraeus. I'm quite happy with the way it's going, and very excited to get working on my house again, trying to finish it a little bit, you know, get that paint in. It's really quite nice to see how much influence paint actually does have on your build. Like, I was quite happy with my design, but not until I started painting this part, I was like, yep, I think this might be the one. I think this is it. I think this is what I like. So yeah, basically right now I'm gonna have to finish the interior walls, make sure that I like the design, and then I'm gonna start painting the entire thing, because that does take some time. It's basically rebuilding the whole structure again, but then adding in the life and the color, and that's really gonna transform it. But I'm quite happy with the way the place is starting to take shape. So yeah, that should be quite fun, and of course I'll keep you up to date. But as I said before, if you want to visit the build, you can already, if you just join our cluster and yeah, have a good time playing on here with this amazing community. And otherwise, I'm very sure that I'll make another video as soon as I manage to get this whole build done. It's a little bit slower progress than most of my other builds, because these ones are all made in survival on here, whereas of course most of my builds I just designed in creative, which of course is a whole lot quicker. But yeah, that is it from this lovely little medieval village. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then hopefully I'll see you around in the next video or stream. Goodbye.